The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman. This is the Tiger Technicians Hour on this Monday the 28th of April, just about to wrap up the month. The Dow is up 131 at 40,240. Doing quite nicely, but not good enough. I'd like to see that pink 9-period moving average really push to the upside, cross positive, go green. It hasn't done that yet. But look at the S&P, SPX, there we go. The S&P right now, green, holding quite nicely, up 1 at 55.26. The QQQ. The Qs are trading down 52 cents at 472.01. Much better action there. IWM, the Russell 2000, trading up $1.42 at 195.51. Actually, now starting to show the kind of strength I've been looking for a little while going into May. Well, we aren't in May yet. We've got 3 full days to go. So all I can say is that within the context of what we're looking at, this is going to be very important in the sense that if we are able to just push a little higher in some of these indices just to get into that first week of May, for me, that'll be a really good opportunity to be able to assess the potential for higher prices in May, or whether we start to stall. At this particular point, the weight of evidence that I was looking at throughout the weekend is suggesting that we've got an upward bias. Let's go to the SMHs, semiconductors. They have not got an upward bias. They're down $1.18. They're 210.79. Not bad action. The 9-period moving average has crossed positive, but it's a daily indicator, so I have to wait for the entire day until 4 o'clock. But look, it's pushed above the Chapman Wave inside track repellent zone. That's a good sign. MACD is very strong. Stochastic finding at 82%. On balance, volumes are lagging a little bit, but that's okay. And the relative strength, this gray line here, is starting to improve. So this, to me, is a very good sign. Now, a couple of things I want to look at here as we go through the start of this week. I want to look at where's gold trading right now. Gold is trading up 13 at 33.10. Holding quite well. That 9-period moving average is just acting so well, acting as support. When it flips to negative, and it isn't yet, but it's still very strong, if it does flip to negative, gold will then take quite a bit of a breather. The silver contract is down 19 cents at 33.13. It's just been lagging the gold for quite some time now. It hasn't been performing badly. It just hasn't been performing as well as gold. I want to go to high-grade copper. High-grade copper right now is trading. Is it down a little bit? Yes. Down 0.0001. It's really hardly unchanged. 4.89. Doing quite nicely. Now, there are a couple of things that I consider to be within the context of what I'm looking at. Is it going to be that we have this rotation and it goes through different sectors, and you have just the very best of each particular sector doing well, or we're starting to build to see a broadening out? For instance, the IWM. Whoops, I didn't mean that. Hey, don't do that. Just get out of it. Oh, I did. I messed it up. Oh, go on. Does this every day. I keep forgetting to switch the window. There it is. Okay. IWM, you see, is holding quite nicely. It's up $1.33 at 195.46. If I put that together with the XLF, as I always do, as I've done for months now, and we found that the small caps, that's the regional banks, didn't do as well as the money center banks. We found that the S&P was doing better than the Russell 2000, the small caps. But most importantly, what I am looking at here is that the XLF is in this Chapman Wave inside track repellent zone right there. Look at that. Just it hasn't been able to break out into that leg D. But if you look at the KRE, it's in the same situation. So they're actually moving kind of together. I'd like that togetherness to continue. We don't have a position in the KRE, but but I'm looking at it as a kind of a, not just a benchmark, but kind of a market tell on a possible broadening of this market, which means that if we do start to get higher highs in May, there's just that little bit of a possibility that the rally can last all the way through May, rather than, as I'm looking at it right now, I haven't got any clue as to time other than measured moves, and I don't want to do that just yet because I want the month to finish. So we've got 3 full sessions to go. Now, within that context, I want you to look at GDX. The GDX is trading down 41 cents at 48.40. I wanted to look at where did it go? Did that. Let me just do silver again. Silver's trading. It was down just a little bit. Yeah, down 24 cents. It's not a big deal. And within that context, if I can just get this to it, it's a little slow today. Is that a tell on something or other? Maybe it is. Within this context, I wanted to go to, I wanted to go to some of the stocks that are coming out today with earnings. But before I do that, let me just finish up. I want to go to the bonds. Right now, the bonds are up 5/30 seconds. Not a big deal, but at least it's up at 115.31. Let's call it 116. That is a good sign because I do want the yields at least just to not be in the way. That's the most important thing of anything that we're looking at. Now I can go to do oil. There we go, CL. There's the oil. Oil is down at 63 cents at 62.39. Just not going anywhere. Now this is going to be important. So I just wanted to go through. We've got. Yeah. So today with the earnings, is that today Monday? Yes. So Nucor, one of the really fine steel companies, is doing nicely. It's up $1.95 at 117.68 cents. So that's your A, right there. In the Chapman methodology, start the count from the lowest low bar, right there. That's an A. That's another A, lower. And now this is an overlapping B, all right? Okay, very good. This is suggesting that the earnings, now, what happens very often with Nucor is that the earnings come out and they're really pretty good. They're really not bad. And they give the dividend, they do everything they can, and the stock just goes to lower lows and lower highs. Today's going to be really important if at the end of the day, Nucor, let's just go to the SLX, which is the actual steel sector ETF, SLX, here we go, SLX. Look at this. It's had a much nice, it's actually in leg D. This is in a full buy mode, even though the stochastic only now, it's actually at 89%. That's very good. A, B, C, and it's in leg D. So this is a real good clue that if you look at the general market, you have to avoid the news. Just avoid the news. You have to do that because the news is, they have to sell bad. And whatever is bad, they're just going to keep saying it over and over and over. But this sign that the steel sector, Van Eck Vector Steel ETF, is actually moving from 52 to 61, 9 points higher in this particular period since the April 7-ish low. I think that's a not a great sign, but it's a very good sign. So, with that said, I'll be back in a moment. Basil, Chapman, Tiger Conditions Hour. Dow's up 141. S&P's up 140. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi folks, we're back. We're looking at the markets kind of stabilizing here. What I wanted to do is, let me just get out of this here, the E-mini futures. Just let me do this because I think right now it's important. Let's go back. So the steel sector is actually moving a little bit better. That's U.S. Steel also up a little bit, just stuck in a range. But I like what I'm seeing. It's the Steel Dynamics, STLD. It's all part of the group. Oh, nice action, much better action. Steel Dynamics rolls steel A, peak A, and now it's in a B. It's actually in a C. And the stochastics at 89%. Oh, very good. It's Truff D. Let me just do this here. Peak A, right there, A. Remember, that's an A because it's from the starting point here, so you have to count it. That's an A, you have to count it from there. That's a B right there, fractional high. And there's a C, leg C. Very good. Okay, I like this. And if you're looking at trend lines, the straw trend line right from that top right there at that peak C, you come down. Actually, it's a C minus because it took out the left side low. And let me just get this to be outer ends. And there we are. So we're looking at Steel Dynamics in the weekly chart right on the cusp of trying to take out the resistance level at 128.54 right now. That's the high today was 129.32. That's where the resistance is. If it gets to 131 in the next 2 days, that'll be a nice little break to the upside. Okay, so steel starting to improve. You see, when you look at the nitty-gritties, as I was doing my work over the weekend, I'm saying, the news can get you to jump out the window. But at the same time, there are a lot of things, and that's the reason why we've been bullish in in the newsletter. We've got positions to buy. We like what we're seeing. I must say, I'm kind of impressed. All right. So, question: Hi, Basil, can you please follow up SBSW? Asked about hedging or letting it ride. I agreed with you, to let it ride comment, but then when it tried to push higher, couldn't take out the key 529 prior swing. I switched and 1 times 5x hedged my position. We're now flirting with the gaps and left a small iron top on a daily GUC 420 low. Okay, let's do that. SBSW. BSW. So here we go. This is trading at $4.53, just down 1 penny. And you remember I spoke about I've written it so many times now. Let me just see. This is called, if I can see, Stillwater. Oh, that's right. Stillwater I can't actually see, but it's at a peak. And I said I wasn't sure if this is a peak A or a B, but at the moment we'll still call it an A. It has pulled back, and it has given a little gap to the downside. It's actually holding pretty darn well. Look at that 9-period moving average. Look, the MACD's made this huge arch over, but it hasn't crossed negative. Relative strength, same thing. Stochastics at 74%, not bad. This is what really keeps me just the bias right now to say I would still be long at 4.53. Certainly, if it starts to trade, if it just gets there, that's one thing. But under 438 says, it's going to last a little bit longer rather than immediately. Within today's Monday, 28th, I would say by Wednesday, I would like to see it at least tag the high of the 24th, which is at 4. It's a little high, but that's okay. 483. It's trading at 453 right now. If we can just tag it, that'll be really important. Okay, with that said, what am I looking at? Sibanye. That's right. Sibanye, Stillwater, Platinum Metals Group Minor. So I'm just going to put that in once and for all so I don't have to squint. I'm still wondering why they don't make it nice with a white background and I can read it. Sibanye. Sibanya. And it's Stillwater, so I guess that's the area it's in, Stillwater. And it's there with all the minerals, right? So this is good. And you said that it is platinum, so Plat Metals Group, and it's a minor. Not a minor, but a minor. Okay, yeah, I like it. Now, could it be that it's part of the area that might just be having a little bit of an overbought situation? Now, I can't rule that out. Just looking at the chart. So here we go. Let's be a little bit more objective. The objective says that within the context of having moved up in that single leg to the upside, it did go pink. That's the 9-period moving average, and then it did go green. So I have to consider that it's still that's a positive. The weekly chart is still very positive. Yeah, I have to stay with what I'm saying. Under 438, it's a little bit of a problem. Right now, it's holding very well. It's up a penny. It's unchanged right now as someone's listening to us at 4.54, up a penny again. I like it. And all I can say is that in this particular pattern, you do not want another down day that goes about 30 cents, about 5 or 7% lower. You just don't want to do that. So let's just watch that closely. But I think it's holding pretty darn well. All right. With that said, now, am I going to go to that? Yes. So questions came in over the weekend. I wrote them down. Yes, with earnings coming out, Sherwin-Williams, is that today or tomorrow? Whenever it is. Sherwin-Williams trading at 334.80, up $3.28. That sounds like a lot, but actually it's really going nowhere at this particular. I'm going to put Sherwin-Williams, that's paints, in the category of questionable. And the reason is, as I'm looking at the home builders, Toll, and all that, I'm not even sure how much, if they actually use this as that much paint because they have, those pre-prepared boards. But I would say that it's just stuck in a range, and that the earnings are going to be pretty important in the sense that if the earnings come out for Sherwin-Williams, it's the outlook. I don't see what they can say about the outlook other than uncertain. How can they be certain about the outlook? So it seems to me that I would be very careful. If you are long, I would just, for money management's sake, I'd take a little bit off. I'd rather risk it spiking to the upside and not being in the full position than being in the full position and having it pull to the downside. So, Joe, this is really important. I would protect myself I would even think of having, if you do this, I would buy 1 or 2 puts, just to have a little bit of protection to the downside, only because it's just going lower lows and lower highs. Look at this. There's not an absolute 100% correlation, but there is a correlation. Let's go to Toll Brothers. Just as Toll Brothers is up today, but look at that move from 169 down to the 90 area, 88 area, and now it's rallying. That's very good. I think that has to do a little bit with the interest rate factor, but as I see it, I'd have a little protection. So SHW, that's the symbol for Sherwin-Williams. It's not doing anything. It's not breaking down. So I just look at Home Depot. It looks almost like Home Depot, right? They look kind of the same. Home Depot is up today up $1.98 at $359.56. Oh, I would just be a little careful. That's all. And Home Depot actually has got the 9-period moving average crossing positive. It's this Sherwin-Williams. I think it hasn't. So Home Depot is a little bit better. You didn't ask me about it. I just lumped the two together. I'll be right back. Basil Chapman, Tiger Technicians Hour. Be right back. And the Dow is up 200. S&P's up 7.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the fund involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
So this is interesting. I was asked if I could look at Franco-Nevada. This is I think Franco-Nevada silver, I believe. So look at this. It has the same pattern as that Stillwater, the BSW one. Let me just go back there. Yeah, look at that. This went to an A, right? And then after it made that sharp turn down, this one, FNV, went all the way to the right side. I'd drawn this as a cup formation, and it got there in a quicker time period at the 168 left side high of 2022. It went right through it in this past month. And look, it's the same pattern. And look, it's holding well, the 9 over the 14. So I'm just going to suggest that this has the same kind of pattern. I'd said before, that is that the same as AEM? Yep, they've all done it. The only difference is that Anchor Eagle, AEM is a symbol trading at 118.40 down 37, has pulled back a little more than the others. So when I'm looking at this, I'm saying I think that the area of silver that we're looking at with the stocks that correspond to this particular pattern are suggesting that there's a sideways digestive phase. But most importantly, what you do want to see, and I'll go back to FNV for the moment, what you really want to see is that the upper part gets filled. In other words, the 166 level, I don't want to see that even tagged in the next day or two. I'd much rather see, now it's not listening to me, I'm just saying chart-wise, I'd rather see this become a cup formation and then do a retest at the top and then maybe make that C and D. And then it could take a much deeper pullback. But right now, it's holding okay. The price action is not that great. So let's just go back to the SW, just to the pattern of the patterns. That's why I'm saying I want to see the upside filled out. I do not want to see it break to the downside. I hope that's clear. I've done that a couple of times. So question about UPS earnings, and then I'll go to that Confluent. UPS earnings, yep, UPS. A lot of charts have this particular pattern. They've made the rectangle and then they've just struggled. This chart often pulls back and takes out an important low. That'll be, it's at 80, it's at 97 right now. If it takes out this low right here, the low of the April the 16th, the low of 93.52, that's a real problem. That's going to go lowercase h to lowercase m, probably taking out the left side low. So just be careful. What you want to see, if the earnings, it's tomorrow. If the earnings, how can they say anything but they're not sure? But if they say that the earnings were great and should be continue to be great, then you're looking at 103. Now, I had a rule years ago that stocks that rally and eventually get to the 95, 96 area very quickly get to 103 to 107. But that's on a move that is steadily making higher highs and higher lows. This has already been to the 120s, and then it came down to the 90s. That's different. This is now on the way down. So there's a difference in that kind of pattern. Next thing I wanted to look at here was TG. I'll get to TGB, but I also want to go in sequence. And that is, could I look at CFLT? CFLT is Confluent. And you see this pattern here where it pulls back, makes the rectangle, and then it takes it out. This is acting very nicely at 24, down 13 cents. The weekly chart doesn't look very good, and the monthly chart just says, hey, what are you talking about? This is just a sideways, I wouldn't even say consolidation. It's just trading between rallying to the upper level and then coming back down to the lower level. Well, it's at the lower level, and at 23.99 right now, if it's able by Thursday, Wednesday to Thursday. Now I'm going to make it Thursday to Friday. Instead of slipping under 23.20, it actually has about a point higher to go, and it goes to 24. It's at 23.97. It actually goes to 24. I need it over 24.80. It can go to 24.80 by the week's end. That's the first time that it's showing it's back to the situation where it goes to the lower level, arches over, how many times in the weekly, monthly chart, and then it goes towards the upper band. But the 9 period moving only today is cross positive, and you want to see that hold all the way through today and tomorrow. And then it'll say, yes. Now we can go 50 cents by 50 cents. So it's down 15 cents. If we can get 50 cents higher to 24, even 24.40 in the next day or two, and then maybe have a little digest, and then another 50 cents. That's the way I would like to do, because once it gets closer to the 200 period moving average of 26.44, it's like a magnet. It'll just grab it. Well, that's about 6 or 7 or even 8% from where it's going to be in the next couple of moments. From where it is, that'll be a really nice percentage move, and that'll say, now maybe money's starting to come in. But right now, it's just kind of stuck in the range, but the range has started to expand in the daily chart. I like that. So I hope that helps you. And I just redefine it. So it's at 23.96. A close in the next 2 days under 23.20 says, you're just going to stall again. Take a few days before you pop to the upside in a stair-step way. I want this step to be the big step right now. I'd prefer today if it went above Friday's high or Thursday's high of 24.26. Goes to 24.27. Not a big deal, because it's acting pretty nicely. I hope that helps you, but I would just go short-term to short-term. I couldn't do this as a long-term position just yet, because it's stuck in that sideways, but it's a big move. 24 to 37s, that's huge, but you can't get there until this daily chart really starts to improve. Hope that helps you. Next question came in. Could I look at TGB? TGB's to Seiko Mines, TGB, there we are. It's up 10 cents today. Oh, that is nice, because it was actually on my list for subscribers. We're looking at this one. Nice leg E to the upside. Oh, this is a good sign. To Seiko Mines doing very nicely, 238 up 10 cents. If by Monday, Tuesday, if by Tuesday afternoon to Wednesday, tomorrow afternoon into Wednesday, if it even tags 241, let's go to the top of that big red candle bar, 242. If it can go over 242, this has changed the trend in the daily chart to be a V-shaped pattern, and the target would be that $2.54 high of the 26th of March. This is a short term, I have to say. Acting very well today. The low is 228, the high is 238. Is at 238 right now. To Seiko Mines, copper, doing very nicely. The monthly is starting to improve, and the weekly has got this pattern that says it have to go a little higher. I can start drawing in the cup formation. It bounced beautifully off the 200 period moving average at 176. I'll be back. Dow's up 168, S&P's up $77.77. Basil Chapman. Thank you.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn. and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Everyone, I'm back, and I've just got to do something here. I didn't even see all those notices that I just got. Good grief, it's already 3 hours. 3 hours since I thought I'd sent this, so let me just do this for right now. There we go, one. And that means we might have missed that entry. It should have been there. No, we haven't. Okay. So let me do that. Back there. That goes off. And okay, we're done. All right. So with this said, I got a couple of things that are, to me, are at least significant just in the sense that in this environment right now, with a couple of days to go before the end of the month, end of April, a very weak April. I should go to the, let me do this, give me 1 second, to the monthly charts, because we only got a couple of days to go. Look, the Dow monthly chart, IND, not a very pretty month. Look, April, but look how we've come back so nicely, okay? Look at and still full. Look, we're just an hour and a quarter into the session, so it's a long way to go. Look at the S&P. Look at this monthly candle, even better than the Dow. Look at the QQQ. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Even better than the S&P. Look at the IWM. Improved, not great, but improved. Look, much better, right? That's why I'm saying I feel quite strongly that that May should be at least the first part of May, going to maybe the first week, full week. What is the full week? The full week is from the 5th to the 9th. So my gut feeling is that we should see some benefit to at least everything that's gone on in the last weeks to the upside. And if that's the case, then what I'd be looking at is how does that first week, in terms of what it's done to the monthly candle, does that project out further? And I can only go one step at a time. And does it say that we can go to the next step? Because now the 9-period moving average, the 914s in the daily charts are all turned positive. How is that going to help the weekly charts? For instance, let me just go to the S&P right now, the SPX.A. We'll look at the weekly chart, and I'll show you something very interesting. Look at the distance between the black 14-period moving average and the pink 9-period moving average. To get green, you would have to see the S&P up at the 50, I would say 5690 to the 5710 area, and then you might see that 9-period moving average turn green. That would mean that MACD, which is finally in the weekly chart, finally seeing the histogram improving. look, slowly it's improved, but the distance between that 9-period differential and the red 26-period exponential moving average is vast. And look, the stochastic is only at 38%, and the on-balance volume is, it's turned up, but really it's kind of almost apologetic. So there's a lot of work, and that's the reason why, under other circumstances, that low that was made, let me show you my chart with the D, here we go, with the dark news index, Chapman dark news index, that 7th of, right there, 7th of April low that I called the residual low, internal low, much lower residual low. We need to see price movement. That's all I can say. It's all very well talking moving averages and talking this talk. I want to see price movement, and I would need to see the Dow certainly by Friday, if not Monday of next week. At least it's at 40,291. Wow, at least trying for the 41,100s. 800, 900 points from here. Oh, that's a big ask in this environment, right? I mean, you've got tariffs, you've got so many things going on that there's a tremendous amount of uncertainty. But if you're looking at some of these charts, let's go to the chart of GE, for instance. I always forget, right? GE, I haven't got. This time I've got GE right there. GE trading in leg B up 244 at 200.88. This is nice action. And it's helping. Look, the daily chart for a week now, the 9-period moving average has been over the 14. The weekly chart's got a V-shaped pattern, and for the first time, you've got a chance of getting above this long wick right there from the week of the 4th of April, and the high is 204.59. You get to the 205s, you don't have to close it. You just want to get there to go above that, and that's going to be a big... Look at that monthly chart. That is really nice for General Electric. Okay, so there are just a couple of important, I consider them very important stocks, and these stocks are stocks that are, we spoke about this, the steel sector. Now I'm talking General Electric. I'll be talking about within the context of what I think is very important. We've got, where was it? I looked at it just a moment ago. So Greg, it should be there by now. I don't know what happened. I was all done at 8:15 this morning. It's okay because the one position just right now is right there exactly where you want it. So we've got that. Now, what I am going to say is that you've got tomorrow just a plethora, just a slew of important stocks coming up. And we're going to see what happens by the end. By the whole week, it's just really important for very important stocks. One of them, and I'm fascinated with this. This is GLW. It was just a darling back in the year 2000 in the .com. This is GLW, Corning Inc. I just kind of like to watch it every once in a while because it's in the glass. It's in the important glass. A lot of it, I believe, is for the tech sector like computers, etc., and it's just stuck at that 200-period moving average. If at some point we can get areas like this to really move to the upside significantly to help the weekly charts, I think that's going to be very important. Okay, and the other one in this particular sector for tomorrow, I said I would look at it, but I'm going to do this just for before I do that, I promised that I would look at FXI, and FXI is the China large cap ETF, and I'll just do that right now. Trading up a penny at 33.99, and what I'd say is it's got this strong Chapman wave inside track repellent zone. It just needs to push above it, and it needs to get, I'd say by Thursday or Friday, it's at 33.98. I would like to see it at 34.75 or higher. To me, that means it's making high highs and high lows. Not great action, but good action. And good action at this particular point, I think, is what I prefer to see. Next question came in here. VUZI. I haven't even looked at VUZI for a long time. VUZI. Did I skip something that I was going to do? Yes, I did. They all have this pattern. Peak A, and leg B. It's not, I had this all notated. I've lost the notation. Doesn't matter. But it's trading at $1.94. So let me just, in the question that Rosie, so Dan, as far as very low price stocks are concerned that have the potential to have percentage moves to the upside, not just point, but a real nice percentage. At 194, look, up 7 cents. It's up 4% already. I mean, that's a big deal. I would say I put this in the category for your type of trading. I would put this on the list, and I wouldn't get a full position. But right here at 194, I would start my position. And you know you're going to have a wide stop at this particular point. I'm waiting for the 9 period in Vuzi to turn positive. And Vuzi Corporation. All right, well, all I can say is that's what I'm doing.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hi, folks, and as I said, this is going to be a really important week for earnings. Just everything's coming up. I'm just looking at the list. Tomorrow I'll do more on the list. But in the meantime, back at the ranch, the Dow is up 136 and the S&P is up $1.48. There's a little discrepancy there. It's very select. I would much more see. I prefer right now to see a little bit of broadening out. The Dow doesn't have to even move up much. S&P doesn't. I'd rather see. Let's see what the IWM is doing right now. Wrong chart. AESM25. Get out of that. Yes, so this is going to be very important because let me just go back there. Look, the IWM, Russell 2000, holding okay. It's up $1.04 right now. And the 9-period moving average has crossed positive. I want to see the broadening out. If I don't see the broadening out, this is going to be I would say, a rather short-lived rally. There is news here in the den. Someone said China... said that they're not going to cooperate, or they're going to talk. Boeing in the 10, Boeing and MA. Just let me see what Boeing's doing. And of course, Boeing orders of the backlog's there. Oh, look at that. That's nice action. It's up $3.63 at 181.58. Now, it's fascinating. I looked at a number of stocks in the aircraft industry, companies, that is. And some of them are doing very nicely. And what was CW, not Chapman Wave, but Curtiss Wright. Yeah, look at that. That's very nice. Curtiss Wright designs, manufactures, supplies tech to the aerospace, defense, communication, commercial, and industrial use. Yeah, not a bad chart. CW is a symbol of $1.54 at 339.92. So it's selective, but there are things that are actually quite important. I'll be back tomorrow. Check out my Big All Daily newsletter and stay tuned for Steve Rhodes and all the great programming. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.